Notre premier arbitre de la République dominicaine, first referee for the Dominican Republic, Yuri Ramirez. Le deuxième arbitre du Canada, the second referee from Canada, Jason Dodd. Et maintenant, mesdames et messieurs, pour les alignements partant de chaque équipe, it's time to learn who our starting lineups are for this evening. We're going to kick things off with Team USA. Big round of applause pour notre outside hitter, numéro 2, Caleb Janis. Starting outside hitter, numéro 7, Jacob Pastor.
Second quarterfinal at the Men's Senior Pan Am Volleyball Cup here at the Slush Puppy Center in Gatineau, Quebec. Gavin Day once again with you in the booth. You just heard our starting lineups announced. USA and Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico starting lineup, Clistan Lawrence, Pedro Nieves, Arturo Iglesias, Pedro Molina, Jonathan Rodriguez, the libero Dennis Del Valle. USA, Caleb Janis making his first start, Jacob Pasteur, Jake Haynes, Patrick Gassman, Quinn Isaacson, Nierav Wolme-Omene making his first start as well, and Mason Briggs, the libero. Head coach Andy Reid for the U.S., Oswald Cameron for Puerto Rico. Oswald Antonetti, pardon me. First serve, Pedro Nieves, 29 years of age. The one change for Puerto Rico is Pellegrin Vargas. The veteran is not starting. He's there on the bench. Doesn't look like he's really limbering up to play. The first point goes to the U.S. Jacob Pasteur going cross court. Earned his second straight start. Vargas sitting on the bench. He has the mask on, opting to play it safe. Pandemic is not over after all. The Canadian players are here to check things out. And it's an ace. It's an ace for Omene. Picked up 1 point, making his first tournament appearance yesterday against Cuba. It was on the attack. Now he gets the service ace. Canadian players and staff checking things out because I think there's a possibility they play the U.S. tomorrow should they win. And the response from Jonathan Rodriguez. I also did see former Canadian men's head coach Glenn Hogue here in attendance. Chatted with him briefly. He's still coaching with Izmir in Turkey. club team. He's opted to go back for another year. Patrick Gassman picking up the point in the middle attack for the U.S. I chatted with him a while ago, and he said, yeah, I'm not sure what I'll do if I'm not coaching. And he said to me again, yeah, I still don't know what I'm going to do. So there are worse things he could go than travel and learn and live abroad. Volleyball players, particularly when you don't have a professional league like Canada, very much live the vagabond lifestyle. John Hogue still living that. Canadian team preparing for the World Championships, first under Ben Josephson, getting started later this month. But on the action here, Isaacson, back row Haynes. Transition chance for Puerto Rico. Del Valle has to bump set it, and it's awkward. The point goes to the U.S. It'll be Pasteur, student at The Ohio State University. 6'4", so not one of the taller players, but his jumping ability is something to behold. Molina on the attack off the U.S. block and out of bounds. The only other game today, Mexico, another 5-set game. They were on the losing end, though, to Chile. Chile will advance to the semifinal. Caleb Jeunesse misses his attack into the net. His first start of the tournament, a senior at Ball State in Muncie, Indiana, the Mid-Atlantic Conference. Isaacson, Gassman. Lawrence on the attack, and that one finds the line. Lawrence, young but talented. It's Jonathan Rodriguez. To serve, 24 years old. Isaacson, back row Haynes, right off Rodriguez. So smooth on the attack. Jake Haynes. Gassman to serve. Out of Clovis, California. Causes some trouble with the serve. We'll get a free ball. Transition chance. Isaacson. Jeunesse. Can't finish. Coming back the other way. Molina shows him how it's done. Picks up the point. That's the 19-year-old Clistan Lawrence to serve now. Handled well. Isaacson. Omene doesn't get much on it, but it causes just enough trouble for the Puerto Rican side that they can't handle it, and we're tied once again at 6. USA finished at 2-1. Wins over Chile and the Dominican Republic, ultimately losing in 3 sets to Cuba. In Group A, overpass right at the net. Omene can't finish. Jeunesse off the block and out of bounds. Puerto Rico also finishing at 2-1. They beat Mexico and Brazil, losing to Canada in straight sets. And that 3-set win for Canada over Puerto Rico was ultimately, it provided the match points that put Canada into first place in the group. Good recovery. Free ball, though. Back row, Lopez. Briggs takes one right in the face. Shakes it off, though. Long Beach State University, 6 feet tall. Majoring in pre-finance. He's from Valencia, California. Plays for the Beach of the Big West Conference. Kevin Lopez now for Puerto Rico. Pardon me, it's Pedro Molina. Puts his serve long. That will take us to the first technical timeout. USA leading 8-7.
Au service pour les États-Unis, numéro 2, Jess.
Jeunesse to serve out of the timeout. To the pipe. U.S. get a chance in transition. To Haynes, just so smooth, Jake Haynes. It's just effortless. Golden Park, Illinois. Jeunesse out of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. It's a suburb community of Charleston. And 3 men on the U.S. block. Lopez can't force it past them. There's a bit of daylight now. And an ace off the net. Puerto Rican players standing and watching each other there, and they've got to sort some stuff out. They call a timeout. USA leads 11-7. USA rolling into that timeout. Jeunesse overpass. Leads to a transition opportunity. Haynes once again almost picked that back corner. But then he's there on the block, and there's a lift on Puerto Rico. USA finished third at this event last year in the Dominican Republic. Mix of youth and experience here as well. Lawrence puts it down. Puerto Rico players of all kinds of ages. It's a mix. So the U.S., some of these players would like to see action at the 2022 World Championship coming up in Poland and Slovenia. And there's an ace.
It's an ace for Puerto Rico.
Back to a 3-point game. The U.S. in a group with Poland, Mexico, and Bulgaria. So they'll get some Norsica opposition in Mexico. Isaacson. Omene quick middle attack. Puts it right down. Puerto Rico is in Pool A with Ukraine, Serbia, and Tunisia. Both of their games, their pool play will be out of Katowice in Poland. And there's an ace for Omene.
It's an ace for USA.
They are flying here in this first set. They're up by 5, approaching the second technical timeout. Lawrence elevates, they'll get another chance. The bump set, it's low, joust at the net. The U.S. get a free ball. Haynes on the tip. Just gifted him an opportunity right there. Molina leaves it right up there. Haynes says, thank you very much. Change coming. Omar Hoyos in for Pedro Molina. Omene just long. Wasn't far off. Puerto Rico's captain, Arturo Iglesias. Set, Gassman almost reaches back and thrusts that one to the ground. That takes us to the second technical timeout. USA leading 16-10.
Le Canada et le jeu qui vient juste de se faire jouer, la Chili. Alors on va voir qui la quatrième équipe pour le demi-finale sont. Les équipes du Canada s'assoient derrière les équipes des États-Unis. On peut leur dire bonjour. We can say hello to Team Canada sitting behind Team USA. They're here tonight. Hello.
USA lead by 6. Jake Haynes to serve. He's been one of the focal points of the U.S. attack. Puts in a good serve there. Back row. Hoyos. Jeunesse can only get down. It goes off him. Back over the net and out of bounds. Kevin Lopez. Aristoteles Skaidaras in Greece. He's also played on the U.S. mainland and in Libya. His first start of the competition. Gassman gets the serve right back again. It's Pasteur out of Westminster, Maryland. And that's not what he had in mind, I'm sure. USA lead by 5, 17-12. Isaacson. Gassman, very smooth in those middle attacks so far. Gassman, who's 6'10", you don't really have to elevate that much. Be able to just put down those quick serves, or quick sets rather. It'll be Gassman back to serve. University of Hawaii player. Hoyos. Pasteur gets up for it. Not sure if it was going out. Might have caught a piece of the block and he was trying to salvage it. And the youngster, Jamal Ellis, 18 years old, coming in for Arturo Iglesias. Ellis contributed a few points last night against Mexico, including some pretty nice attacks. Big player to have at the net. Isaacson, Jeunesse. Transition chance, back row, Lawrence. Oh, well done by the U.S. Lawrence is going to go again, though. Can't do it again. Jeunesse. Last second decision by Pasteur. Lets it go. I think he shouted it to himself to almost convince himself to let it go. Right move in the end. Fiorentino, the setter, coming in for Lawrence. Saw him a little bit. Oscar Fiorentino, he's 25. And it's Isaacson. He had a mustache the other day. Did he shave it off? It's hard to tell from up here. Back to serve. Isaacson. Omene. Super spike. Jeunesse back to serve. He already has one ace today. Upset. Lopez catches just a piece of the line. Nice placement cross court. And it's Pedro Nieves to serve. One of the sets against Mexico. He was back there serving for quite a while. Isaacson. Haynes puts it off the block and out of bounds. USA 4 points away from taking the first set. Omene to serve. Pipe attack. Catches the line. Hoyos again. Iglesias coming back in for Ellis. Lawrence is coming in for Fiorentino. Gassman, another one. He's been heavily involved early. Off the block, back on the Puerto Rican side. Rodriguez, another swing this time. Puts it wide. US 2 points away from taking the first set. Jake Haynes plays for Bielsko Biała in Poland. Good elevation, but a better pickup by Jeunesse. Pasteur, he can fly, and he puts it down. It is now set point.
Stand up, stand up. Now everybody clap your hands.
Have to make relatively quick work of Puerto Rico in the first set. Lawrence Transition chance coming for the U.S. Isaacson hustles over. Pasteur off the block. Oh, incredible dig. They now get a chance to build something of an attack. Rolled shot. Oh, look at that placement.
Fantastic roll shots.
Lopez. All kinds of good stuff on that point for Puerto Rico. A great dig and a lovely placed roll shot. It's Kevin Lopez, 27 years old. Isaacson. No mistake this time. Jacob Pasteur with the decisive point. USA takes the first set 25-17.
Qui aime la Macarena? Oui? Who likes the Macarena? Okay, well, on va faire anyways. Si vous connaissez pas la danse, le bonhomme en haut, il va nous la raconter. Et Macarena.
Back out for the second set, USA winning the first one. Caleb Jeunesse making his first start of the tournament. Put up an ace as well.
All right, there we go. Deuxième set. Let's go.
Who's going to be a senior at Ball State this upcoming season. Puts a serve in. First point into the U.S. block, but down on their side. And that'll go Puerto Rico's way. That will be Pedro Nieves, hoping to go on one of those long service runs like he had last night. Well, he starts something there, catches a piece of the line. 2-0. Well, U.S. kind of does that flat serve. It's not particularly hard, but it causes some trouble. Goes flat again, and once again, U.S. out of system here. Pasteur tenderly gives it over. Lawrence on the attack. There was a net touch, I believe. So the U.S. off the hook. That's Nyerevwome Omene. Led Princeton in blocks last year as a freshman at the Ivy League school. Off the U.S. block and out of bounds. Tristan Lawrence. He's out of Ocala, Florida. His father played for Cuba, coached in Puerto Rico. So they started their life in Cuba, moved to Puerto Rico, and then to the mainland U.S. Lawrence with the bump set. Lopez takes something off it. Picks up the point. It just finds the opening. Lawrence actually did do some time with the U.S. program before ultimately deciding to represent Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is, of course, part of the U.S. as a territory. Isaacson, Gassman, just like he was in the first set, effective on those quick middle attacks. Haynes the serve. There is Lawrence on the attack. Nice cross-court placement. The lead is back up to 3. Kevin Lopez. Serve. Isaacson. Haynes blocked but out of bounds. And Haynes continues to just be effective on that right side. Doesn't always have to hammer it down. The point counts the same if you put it into the block and out of bounds. Pasteur can't connect on his serve. Jonathan Rodriguez will be playing in Switzerland in the next club season. Schonenverd. He's also played in Denmark and on the U.S. mainland as well. And that was an ace for Rodriguez. 7-3 for Puerto Rico. Rodriguez went to Massachusetts for his collegiate career, Springfield College. Isaacson to Jeunesse, into the block, off Jeunesse and out, and we're at the first technical timeout. Puerto Rico leads 8-3. Jonathan Rodriguez out of the technical timeout. Puerto Rico in charge here. But Gassman, again, there's really no stopping him with those quick middle attacks. Doesn't need much run-up. Oh, the joys of being 6'10" in a sport like this. Shot the set across there to Nieves. And just redirected it down. That service run comes to an end. It'll be the captain, Iglesias, to serve. Jeunesse on the attack. He's blocked. Back onto the U.S. side. So it's now 10-4. Puerto Rico finding all kinds of joy in this second set. Iglesias goes wide. And Isaacson plays in France with Saint-Nazaire. Lopez right into the net, no block touch, so 4 hits. And another one who went to Ball State. He was on the U.S. Volleyball Nations League roster this summer. The U.S. finishing second ultimately to France. Nice tip, almost had him. Haynes, almost sort of a step around there. Improvised though. Goes off the hands, out of bounds. Back down to 3. That's a timeout. Puerto Rico, they lead 10-7.
Alors moi j'aimerais savoir qui encourage quelle équipe. Alors faites du bruit si vous encouragez les États-Unis. Make some noise if you're cheering for Team USA. Excellent. Puis faites du bruit si vous encouragez l'équipe de Puerto Rico. Make some noise if you're cheering for Puerto Rico. Fantastique. Faites du bruit si vous allez venir encourager les équipes canadiennes. You may make some noise if you're confident. Cheer on Team Canada!
Isaacson back out, still serving. Saint-Nazaire is in the Loire-Atlantique region of France. Big block is there. Haynes with the monster block. U.S. just keeps on rolling. France is another one of those leagues that's up there with the best in the world. Italy, Poland, other good ones. Cross court, it's a good pickup. Haynes. And then Lawrence tries to finish it off. No dice. Ultimately, one-handed set. Kind of improvised there. Omene puts it right out of bounds. The gap is closed. Puerto Rico still leading by 3. Haynes over on the left side. He's blocked this time. That's the first time he's been stopped today. The margin is back up to 4. That's a timeout. Andy Reid, the U.S. coach, wanting to talk things out. Puerto Rico up 12-8. out of the timeout. Pedro Molina, who is with, puts the serve long. He plays with Cafeteros de Yauco in Puerto Rico. That's Janess who is back to serve. Confusion there. Back row into the net and down. And the gap goes back to 2. Janess is 22 years old. Lawrence on the attack. Puts it right down in front of Janess. It's Pedro Nieves stepping back. They lead 13-10. Set. Omene blocked. Got to chase this one down. Haynes ultimately does get some power onto it. And a free ball. Chance now to set it up. Quick attack. Great defending. Pasteur now finds the opening. Literally right in the middle of the circle of defenders. Threading the needle. Jacob Pasteur. End of a good rally. Omene. Lawrence on the attack cross court. That's a great pickup. And again, Lawrence attacks. Huge block from the U.S. Pasteur always seems to have a smile on his face when he's playing. Just having fun out there. Omene, chance to draw the U.S. level. I think that counts as a whoops. Don't think that's what he had in mind. Either way, it's only 1 point. There are no style points taken away for him. Tristan Lawrence back to serve. Isaacson to Pasteur. Bit of a mistake there. It's back up to 3, just as it looks like the U.S. is closing in each time. Something happens to help Puerto Rico open up that advantage that little bit. Isaacson. Gassman will take it. Another down the middle attack. It's Haynes now back to serve. Graduated from the Ohio State University in 2020. One-handed set. It's good enough for Lopez. That takes us to the second technical timeout. Puerto Rico leads 16-13.
Alors, je vais demander à tous ceux et celles en chandail orange de se lever. I'm going to take this opportunity to ask all those in the orange shirts to stand up and wave to the crowd. Mesdames et messieurs, ce sont nos volontaires en chandail orange pour la semaine qui vient nous aider, qui travaillent. Notre événement, these are our volunteers working very hard with us throughout the week. Un grand merci, a big thank you to our volunteers. This event would not be possible without you.
moment there. Coming out of the timeout. Brett Wildman held his hand out. Quinn Isaacson just walked by. Didn't want to give him a high five, didn't notice. Wildman then gave him the self five. 16-13, Puerto Rico in front. Isaacson, back row, Haynes gets a chance to launch one there, down the line. That's Pasteur. Put some of that jumping ability into a serve here. He can fly. Lawrence, back row. Oh, wonderful defending. Lawrence this time changes it up. And Gassman with the big flush. Right into the middle. That one got some emotion out of him. Pasteur, U.S. getting back again. 1 point game. Molina stops the bleeding. Back to a 2 point game. Jonathan Rodriguez. He opts to do the white long sleeves. Haynes tipping it. Transition chance now. Molina on the attack. And again. And Haynes from the back row. Had only one real option though. And Nieves read it for the monster block. And Rodriguez. Now it's back to 3. Joust at the net. Gassman wins it. All down on Puerto Rico's side. It's back to where they started almost every time. They close up. They then lose ground a little bit, it seems. And it's in. Gassman with the big serve. Once again, back to a 1 point game. Timeout, Puerto Rico, they lead still 18-17, set 2.
Puerto Rico appelle un temps d'arrêt. Puerto Rico calls a timeout here.
Once again, another opportunity to tie it. And another time, Puerto Rico staves it off. They close closer to that second set. They lead by 2. Arturo Iglesias. Isaacson the set. Omene the finish. Unlike previous times with Puerto Rico on serve, the U.S. don't give up any points. And so they go back to serve trailing by 1 instead of by 3. One-on-one, Jeunesse is there. Lawrence, it's out. No touch. was hoping for it. Not coming though. Now finally we are tied. Isaacson has had some good service runs here. Another transition opportunity for the lead, Jeunesse. Oh, it's coming back the other way. Some good rallies here today. Haynes. Three-man U.S. block is there. Comes back down on the Puerto Rico side. Now the U.S. in front. Now they chase a two-set advantage. Can they add to it now? Haynes off the block, out of bounds. And now they have the two-set advantage. Isaacson just puts the serves in. Does it again. That time, though, some muscle behind the ball. Pedro Molina hammering that one down. USA winning the first set. Earlier today, Chile beating Mexico. So Cuba and Canada already await in the semis. A U.S. win here would mean it would be 3 teams out of Group A advancing. Transition chance for Puerto Rico. Isaacson from the ground, setting Haynes. Oh, and the miscommunication ultimately. Pasteur got down for it. There was no response. Another good rally between these two sides. Looks like it's a timeout now for the U.S. as they wipe up the court, tied at 21. Coming out of the timeout, Pedro Molina, last year's U23 Pan Am Cup. He was the best scorer, server, and receiver. Put up a pretty good serve right there. And a two-man block is there. I think that was Omene. USA inch closer to taking a 2-0 lead. Caleb Jeunesse. Again, good defending by the U.S. Haynes. Pasteur this time swings off the block and out of bounds. Firing up his teammates. Hoyos coming back in. Omar Hoyos for Molina. Hoyos is from Pembroke Pines, Florida. George Mason University, heading into his junior year with the Patriots. Jeunesse on the serve. Lawrence there picks up the point.
Lawrence avec un point pour Puerto Rico.
And Nieves will come back to the service line. That sort of knuckleballing flat serve. We'll see if it can cause some chaos on the U.S. side again. Isaacson drawn away from the net. Haynes. And a free ball now. Down the pipe, Jeunesse. And that brings up set point. USA up 24-22. Omene, South Holland, Illinois. Lawrence on the attack. Omene gets down to it. Unable to pick it up though. And Lawrence try to stave off a second set loss. Fiorentino in for Lawrence. Ellis is also back in. Ellis providing some height there at the net. Oscar Fiorentino, the setter to serve. Still set point US. That won't do it. Transition opportunity. And Pasteur tries to chase it down. But now we're tied at 24. We're going to need some extra points here in the second set. Isaacson. Haynes with the big point.
Haynes with the swing. Big sign, big cat pool.
Stand up. Stand up.
Ellis. Lawrence for Fiorentino. Haynes will now have the opportunity to try to finish this off. Lopez goes cross court, staving off another set point. Lopez will step back to serve. Floats this one. Pasteur, look at that elevation on the cross court. He just takes off. Another set point opportunity. Will they be made to rue these misses? Will they finish it off? Just long. Not by much. Puerto Rico staying alive. Got a little help on that point. Isaacson chasing it down. Haynes puts it wide. And now momentum tips onto Puerto Rico's side. They have a set point. Just asking, will the U.S. be made to rue the missed opportunities here? Jonathan Rodriguez now a chance to end it. Well, Patrick Gassman holds it off. He will also go back to serve. 6'10" out of Buchanan High School, the University of Hawaii, and he puts up an ace. Right down the middle, splits the D. now, once again, another set point.
Everybody clap your hands.
Molina at the net. Oh, Gassman gets there again. Chance to set up for Puerto Rico. Lawrence, the back row. The block is there. And it is in. Linesman put a flag up before saying, nope, I got that one wrong. It's in. Our referee says it's in. USA takes the second set, 29-27. They lead 2-0.
Alors nous allons prendre ce moment pour reconnaître Physio Ottawa qui nous ont gracieusement donné des bagues de stress à lancer dans la foule. Donc un gros merci à Physio Ottawa. Il vient juste d'ouvrir une nouvelle endroit ici au centre Slush Puppy. Donc si vous avez des questions ou si vous êtes blessé, vous avez besoin de physio, leur nouvel endroit c'est ici au centre Slush Puppy. Donc j'ai des bagues de stress. Et un de nos volontaires qui fait notre score cet après-midi, cette soirée, Tristan, avec notre chandail orange, a aussi des balles de stress. Alors faites du bruit si vous voulez une balle de stress. Make some noise if you want a stress ball. Physio Ottawa came in clutch today. Woohoo! Qui veut une balle de stress? Qui veut une balle de stress? Qui est stressé? Who's stressed by this game? I'm stressed by this game. Oh, un beau lancer. Je pouvais lancer mieux que je pensais. Qui d'autre peut une balle de stress? Ok, je vais essayer. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh! J'ai dû là, je suis balle de stress, balle de stress! Oh! Bien tapé! Ça, c'est impressionnant. Balle de stress, balle de stress! J'ai une balle de stress. Qui d'autre peut une balle de stress? You look super stressed, yes. Yeah. Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air. You know,
Set 3. U.S. taking that marathon second set. They now lead 2-0. Looking to finish this off and advance to the semifinals. They finished third in this competition last year. That tournament was played in the Dominican Republic. We finished behind Mexico and Canada. The U.S. would join Chile, Canada, and Cuba in the semifinals of this year's event. Teams are also chasing Pan American Games, a berth, singular. Pedro Molina start things off. Overpass right at the net. Lopez hammers it right back down. for the Puerto Rican U19 21-23 teams comes through the system. Isaacson tight to the net. Haynes, no problem at all.
USA's first point in that attack. That's Pool Desitresny. Is it Omen Osakis?
Nirav Wome Omene. 6'7". Marist High School before moving into the Ivy League with Princeton. And that one dips down, but well out of bounds. Mason Briggs, the libero, steps back in place of Omene. And Nieves, who plays in Israel professionally. Pasteur. Puerto Rico keeps it going. Lawrence now on the attack. Off the U.S. block and out of bounds. Now a 3-1 margin for Puerto Rico. Nieves has also played in Greece and on the U.S. continent, continental United States, assuming one of the lower 48. And Haynes to step back for the U.S. They trail by 1, but are up 2 sets. Canadian players have, I'm assuming, turned in for the evening. They've left courtside. Haynes goes into the net. Lawrence stepping back, still just 19 years old. Gassman again. Oh, hold up. There was a lift call on Isaacson. I don't think he agrees. He asked, "Is that me?" An official from the Dominican Republic smiles, gave him a thumbs up. Lawrence back for another serve. The margin's 3. Nothing wrong with that one. Pipe, Jeunesse, point. Jeunesse has scored a couple points in that pipe attack. And Pasteur to serve, 22 years old. Puerto Rico tries to go with the pipe attack. Jeunesse can only dump it over. Lopez.
Lopez got the point for Puerto Rico.
And the lead is back to 3. Puerto Rico opening up margins in each of the last 2 sets. They weren't able to hold on last time. Isaacson's having a word. Looks like it's a timeout for the U.S. Puerto Rico leads 6-3. To action here, Puerto Rico leading 6-3. U.S. calling the timeout. They came back from behind last set to pick up the second set win. Haynes back row. Good save. Isaacson, Haynes again, paints the line, takes something off it. It's Patrick Gassman stepping back. In sportive big men, he is a big man, 6'10". To the back row, Lawrence. Great pickup. Jeunesse picks up the point. And the lead is back down to 1. Gassman, smile over at his teammates on the sidelines. Oh, goodness. Just freezes Puerto Rico. Hit the tape, down to the floor. No reaction whatsoever. You prepare for it to come at you, and then it completely changes pace, drops down, and there's very little you can do. That one, though, Gassman puts it long. Jonathan Rodriguez stands out with the white long sleeve undershirt. Some of his teammates don't have sleeves underneath, others have black. As Miravome Omene picks up the point. We're tied at 7. Quinn Isaacson on a long service game earlier. To the pipe. Oh, tricky from Lopez. Just slid it down the U.S. block, and that takes us to the first technical timeout. Puerto Rico leads 8-7.
Si vous voyez sur l'écran rouge, vous faites partie de notre live stream. Volleyball Canada par un live YouTube stream. Alors si vous voyez, c'est parce que vous êtes sur la YouTube feed. Si vous manquez les jeux cette fin de semaine, vous pouvez les revoir sur notre YouTube channel aussi. Encore une fois, Volleyball Canada pour notre live stream du tournoi.
Close match in the early going. Puerto Rico leading by 1, but they have a long road to try to catch up. Omene ties things back up. Caleb Jeunesse. We've seen him get an ace today. A couple good pipe attacks as well, and some swings on the left side. High ball at the net. Haynes can't tap it down. Oh, Pasteur! That'll leave a mark. Lopez seeing stars. You obviously hope he's okay. Goodness. He's all right. Hopefully they give him a bit of an examination here. I trust him. Pasteur held his hand up immediately. That was ferocious from him and obviously not intentional. Jeunesse, another serve. Chance in transition for the U.S. Pasteur again. And that one goes long.
Attack monkey, Puerto Rico Panavas.
Friendly chat between Isaacson and our first official from the Dominican Republic. Ends with a fist bump. Pedro Molina catches some of the tape. Down the pipe, Jeunesse again. That's his wheelhouse. And Omar Hoyos coming back in. Pedro Molina. Here of Omene. Just checking the rotation. Okay, there was a thumb up. We're good to go. Omene, a dipping, diving ace. Del Valle dives for it, lands just in front of him. And it'll be a timeout, Puerto Rico. USA now in front, 11-9. Back out of the timeout, U.S. still leading by 2. Princeton Tiger, near Wome Omene serving. Into the U.S. block, Nieves picks up the point. Serve from Nieves. Isaacson to Haynes. The U.S. is trying to decide who was going to go for it. In the middle, Gassman again. That's his office there. He's been doing that all night long. Haynes back to serve. Transition chance. Oh, Gassman stopped there. Can't beat him on the block, though. Another good rally. Pasteur rolls it, catches him off guard. The rally comes to an end. Pasteur ultimately with the tidy finish. And Haynes, still just 24 years old. They now lead 13-10. Puts that one into the net, though. It's a long mountain to climb now for Puerto Rico. They trail in this game. They trail 2-0. Talented young player, though, stepping back there, Clifton Lawrence. Isaacson has to chase it. Transition now, Lopez. Pasteur can't quite get it. Puerto Rico gets a point back on serve. It's down to a 1-point game. Lawrence taking his time. And it's an ace with some help from the net. And we are tied once again. Ocala, Florida. Originally born in Cuba, or lived in Cuba, then Puerto Rico, then the U.S. mainland. In Florida. It's going to be a free ball. Just getting it behind the block. It's a challenging little attack there by Pasteur. And that puts him off and wins the point. Pasteur all over the court on that one. He's a real hustler. Always chases after the ball, too. There's that grin again. Always seems to be enjoying himself. Free ball now, transition chance for the U.S. Jeunesse can't do it. Three-man block. Monster block for the U.S. They have the time to set that up. That drives the advantage back up to 2. Cheeky serve. And another block is there. Back-to-back blocks. USA leads 16-13. Second technical timeout. Pasteur. USA 9 points away from advancing to the semifinals. But Lawrence from the back row doing all he can to prevent that from happening. Kevin Lopez now, 27. Sails long, called it early. Haynes had plenty of time to get out of the way. We've seen a few times in this tournament. Players trying to get out of the way, but they're not able to do it in time. Gassman goes cross court on the serve. Hoyos. Big swing. And it's a 2-point game again. Jonathan Rodriguez. Haynes, big swing. Just loves that right side. Earlier he was on the left and hit one. Really comfortable there. He can put them down the line. He can turn it cross court. He can obviously, of course, take something off it too, but tremendously comfortable on that side. Pass right at the net. Jeunesse taps it down. I'm upset. And Jeunesse mishits that one. Still USA 2-point lead. Arturo Iglesias. His career has taken him to France, Italy, Poland, and now Israel with Maccabi Tel Aviv. And the set. Pasteur gets down well. Haynes, I just mentioned, being on that left side now. Nice cross-court finish. Lawrence brings it back to 1. Isaacson to Haynes. Oh, incredible save. Haynes on the tip this time. And there was no call initially. I thought it hit the floor. Everybody thought it hit the floor. Even Puerto Rico stopped playing before their coach shouted at them that the play wasn't dead. Ultimately, they're slow to react to it. And Jeunesse goes into the net. And also, he has 1 white shoe and 1 black shoe. I think 2 completely different brands, too. Interesting. And 20-year-old Omar Hoyos. And it's long for the George Mason Patriot. Now it's the Princeton Tiger going back to serve. Looks like it is a timeout for Puerto Rico. USA leads 2018. Oh my, Lawrence, look at that angle. Just so tight to the net. He just surprised the Americans how close it was. Back to serve, Pedro Nieves. It's a 1-point game. Overpass. Opportunity for Puerto Rico. Looks like there is a net touch on Puerto Rico, so the chance goes begging. Will be Jake Haynes back to serve. Is that another? This is was going to say he's had another good game leading the U.S., but puts that one long. That doesn't take away from his performance. Kristana Lawrence. Puts up an ace. He's literally doing everything he can to prolong this match, and we're tied at 21. Timeout for the U.S. We are tied. Tie game, 21-all. And the antenna has come loose again. I don't think anybody's noticed it. Yes, they have. We had the same issue earlier. Jacob Pasteur. Years old.
You can do it, Josh.
Looks like it's up to standard now, and Pasteur, Westminster, Maryland native, will get to swing away here. U.S. 3 points away from taking it. Jeunesse. Back row, Lawrence, and it's wide. Never mind, overruled. Interesting. And we're tied again. The 18-year-old Jamal Ellis coming in again, as is Oscar Fiorentino. Iglesias and Lawrence taking a rest. The size again at the net. That's not going to stop Gassman, though. Just face like stone, saying, yeah, I do this all the time. Good effort, though. Gassman will step back to serve. U.S. 2 points away from advancing to the semifinal. Tie game again. Jonathan Rodriguez. Years old. Haynes goes on the attack. Puts it off Lopez. And now it is match point.
Now
Puerto
everybody
Rico
clap
was
your
able
hands.
to fend off a few set points earlier. Now it's a first match point. And it's Quinn Isaacson to serve. One of the veteran leaders on this team. The setter, he's running the attack. To the back row, Lawrence.
Wow!
Fends off one.
Lawrence.
Will there come a moment where the U.S. miss on all these set point opportunities and Puerto Rico can make them pay? Iglesias. Haynes tries the slam dunk. Haynes again unleashes.
Haynes avec un bon point pour les États-Unis.
And match point number 2.
Everybody clap your hands.
Caleb Janess will try to end it. Lawrence, again, can't save it this time. Over to Pasteur, puts it long. There is a touch, and that's the match. USA wins 26-24. They take it 3 sets to none, and that completes our quartet in the semifinal. It will be Cuba, Canada, the United States, and Chile. Puerto Rico heads to the classification games. 4 more games tomorrow. We'll have the schedule out as soon as possible. I'm Gavin Day. Another enjoyable night. Talk to you tomorrow.
Il y a 4 matchs demain. Nos 2 premiers matchs, 11h midi et 14h. Et nos 2 derniers matchs, demain soir, nos demi-finales commenceront à 17h. Et notre dernier match sera à 19h30. Le Canada jouera durant la soirée. On n'est pas trop certaine lequel des temps. L'horaire sera affiché sur le site web de Volleyball Canada dans quelques heures. Donc, vous pouvez vérifier notre horaire pour demain.